I need to mute it obviously on YouTube so you don't hear it twice. That's happening over there, I hope. Fingers crossed. Yeah, great Portuguese citizenship session. That will be available. Again, if you want to go through that, if you didn't see it, or if you did and you want to hear some of the detail again, that'll be up on the YouTube channel, obviously, which is live now with this session. Yeah, the Expats Portugal YouTube channel. You'll be able to see that on Sunday evening. Do you think Pedro will be able to stay in that for the whole of the session this evening? We're going to that we should also.
Well. How do we know it's Pedro?
That's true. That's
right.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
It could be a spy card. It could be one of our competitors. I think he needs to strip off.
Steady on. Okay. Or we ask him a tax question and see how he gets on with it. We will know him by his answer, I suspect. Okay. I've got some news snippets for you. Actually, I'll come to those after we've said hello to our friends on the panel here this evening, because there may be quite a few of them tonight to talk to. Nunu, let's start with you. Thank you for your message, reminding me it's Carnival weekend. How are you, Nunu? Often we come to you last. Let's start with you this week. How are you, Nunu Mensch from Winsurance? He's not used to me going to.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm having some.
Shall I come back to you?
No, I'm just leaving. Sorry. Oh,
what's the matter?
Yeah, I'm just leaving for a meeting.
That's okay. Well, I'll come back to you and see.
No, not necessarily.
What's going on tonight? Jerry, what's happening?
I don't know, Carl. I'm very worried.
So I'm in a rave,
obviously,
rave mode today.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's better not talk about insurance, because insurance is a very formal matter.
Yes.
So someone from this panel just has challenged me. No, I'm going to appear a bit odd today, so
wouldn't have noticed.
Follow my lead, and I follow his lead. So here I am.
Okay.
Now, okay, a bit more normal now.
Incredible. Just a little bit.
Oh, no. Put it back. Horrible.
About insurance. So only 2 points that usually we focused on, especially on health, because I know that it's something that it really matters, the people, usually this community. But 2 points that I would like to tell you to be aware in your contracts. So property, and I'm not concerned about earthquake. As you know, when someone just sneeze, it's like a earthquake in Portugal. So it's not a problem. It's not something that really worry us. But be aware that sometimes to get a lower insurance premium, insurance use a higher deductible. That could be 10 or 20% of the value of the insured amount. So be aware of this.
Okay.
Regarding car insurance in Portugal, I really don't know if you have these in other countries. I'm assuming yes, but in Portugal, we have a coverage for brand new vehicles that is insuring the brand new value for up to 3 years. Could be 2, could be 3 years. It depends on the insurer. So what this means is that there is a law in Portugal that insurers must reduce the value of the car on a monthly basis. Okay. Usually this could mean less than a 20% discount on the value of the car in the end of the first year. But there is a coverage that your insurance offers. Well, you need to pay for. That is, they insure that during 2 or 3 years, it depends on the insurer, if we are facing a total loss of the car due to a theft or a collision, okay, the insurer will pay the full amount to buy a brand new car. Okay, so this is
Right.
the summary of the coverage, but be aware that this exists. Okay,
Very
so
good.
insurers are not all the same. Okay?
No, this we know. They're not all born equal, and that's what makes you our favorite, I think, from what we've heard, all the wonderful testimonials and your very personal approach to this part of living in Portugal, Nuno. So thank you for being here tonight. Was there anything else to add? Rave mode is awesome, I have to say.
The pleasure.
Right, okay. Thank you for being here. And yeah, keep the music down at your end if you don't mind, because we're trying to do a webinar as well. We better go to Pedro Franco next, I think, and we can test him by asking a question or just seeing what's new in the world of taxation and personal finance here. Good evening to you. Hola, boa noite, Darth, possibly, or Stormtrooper Man. Okay. Right. Does it need switching on? Is the battery
Hello,
flat?
Carl.
Plug him in, somebody. Oh, okay.
First of all, I
It's
cannot
Pedro.
see anything, so
So you couldn't see Nunu, right?
I can only hear you, Carl. Can you hear me?
We can, and I think it's safe to say it is you.
Okay. So, well, we have to do something. It's Carnival, almost, so let's not be so boring and just do something
Next
funny.
year, I will definitely do something. I feel underdressed with you and Nunu starting this evening.
Well, we have good news this week because the tax authorities have published more and more info about the new NHR,
Oh, cool.
and it's more broad than we thought. So this is I think the best news I could have to share with you. And of course that everything is new, so there are still some questions to be answered. But what we know so far, it's very good.
Okay. So good
yeah.
news from your particular part of moving and living to moving to and living in Portugal. Great to see you. Will you be able to keep that on for the whole of the session?
I'm not sure.
We'll find out. Okay. And yes, hopefully there's somebody else in the house should it become too hot. Difficult. We're keeping an eye on you, Pedro. Can't wait to see what Gilda's wearing tonight. We'll come back to you, Gilda. Let's go to Rita now. Rita Alfonso from Global International Relocation. How are you from the pets department? How's it going?
I'm good, and you?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, quite a bit of a surprise, as you can imagine, seeing Nuno in rave mode and Pedro in his Stormtrooper outfit there. Have you brought anything yourself this evening?
Yes, I also have
Cool.
something because tomorrow we'll have a little carnival party at Gier. So
Oh.
I was here doing my costume. I can show you if you want, just like
Yes, definitely. Do we need to put on music, or are you happy to do it without music?
you can put in music if you want to.
Oh, batupe, oh, batupe, oh, batupe. Is that okay? Oh, she's changing. This is quite a remarkable evening tonight, isn't it? For so many reasons. Right, Rita will be with us in just a moment, returning to the screen. Pedro, there's still time for you to get dressed up. Oh, Rita, you shouldn't have. Right. Very, very good. We've lost the top. If you just lean forward for a moment, and we'll see the full extent of the. Well, I think is there a spider on top of your head?
Yeah. Just let me check here the camera. I cannot see anything without my glasses.
Excellent. All of these outfits will be available in the Expats Portugal merchandise shop within the next week or so, or in time for next year's Carnival. Amazing effort. You're going to be amazing at GIR HQ tomorrow, Rita.
It's a surprise for tomorrow, so
Lovely.
I'm wondering if someone of my colleagues is also here, but
I promise not to ruin the surprise. So you obviously have a lot of fun at GIO. What's going on in the pets department? Any news for us?
yeah, so last week was the Animal Transport Association conference in Doha, Qatar, and I was there. I also talked in the conference about the risks on animal transportation. air transportation.
Mm.
And we were able to see the Qatar animal care facilities in the airport. And we were not allowed to take any picture or videos. It was so sad because I think it only gave advantages to the airline, because if we have that video of photos to share with the clients, they will see how much wonderful the facilities are. So
Oh,
the
brilliant.
pets will travel with the company, but
Yeah.
they did not allow us to take any pictures there in the airport. It was all about security rules,
course.
and
Yeah,
we need to deliver the passports to go inside and everything. But the facilities are great. They have rooms only for dogs, only for cats, for horses, for birds, for exotic animals. They have a veterinary staff there, so it is amazing.
Sounds wonderful. Sounds like you had a great time in Qatar.
Yeah, it was.
All right, wonderful. We had a Norwegian. It was a particular kind of cat. Forgive me. It was Nancy's cat. A Norwegian. Somebody can help me out, maybe. A particular kind of Norwegian cat,
I
or
think it said Norwegian forest cat.
Norwegian forest cat, Rita.
Hmm?
A
Yeah.
large one, like a Maine Coon, I think.
Yeah.
Have you dealt with Norwegian forest cats?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so Nancy, you're going to be fine when you watch this on replay and learn that. Somebody could pass on that message. Any questions then about moving at the moment, mainly cats and dogs to Portugal, but soon other animals? Rita's here to help with that. Let's go to, thank you, Rita, an excellent outfit. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow. João Amoral, what's new in the world of motoring? Oh, Pedro's had to disrobe. I think it probably got too hot in there tonight. João Amoral, do you have a costume for Carnival?
Hello all. I'm feeling very bad today.
Because you haven't
I
got an
have
outfit.
nothing. I have nothing. Nothing.
You're here to put the car in Carnival, my friend.
Okay. It's very, very sad for my part. It's very sad. I don't have nothing.
Always next year. Always next year. I'm the same. There's a few of us embarrassed. So yeah, next year.
Yeah, I'll try to do best next year. So in cars this week, the only thing I have is we are closing another month, so I have to thank the expats, because this month, maybe because of the webinar, was the month that many people contact me.
Great.
To some questions, to buy, to many things. Okay. And I am very happy to can help people. But I have to say one thing. I think most of the people comes to me with a budget from their own country. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Please realize that the cars here are most expensive, and I cannot find cars that you ask me for the price that you give me. Normally, it has been almost impossible to match the two things. Okay, people are asking me things that are normally 15-20% higher than they gave me as a budget. Okay, so it has been very difficult. I try to explain people that things here are most expensive when you buy, but as well when you sell it. Okay. But besides that, it was a very good month for Rori's car and the expats partnership. For
Glad
me,
to hear
it was very good.
Glad to hear it, Joel. And was there a particularly popular brand, or did everybody have different sorts of tastes?
No, this month was very different.
Okay.
From four-wheel drive cars to Seat Leon, a tiny car for a small budget, many different things. Many
Okay.
different, yeah.
Very
yeah.
interesting. All right. Thanks, Joao. So
Okay.
if you've got any questions about buying a car and needing help buying a car here in Portugal, Joao is our man here. Let's go to Jeremy Klingers. Are you ready for Carnival, Jeremy?
Yes, I am, I think. I don't have my outfit selected yet, but I'm a clown, so I don't need an outfit, right?
Very good.
But
Okay.
boom.
Yes, hold on. We've got that. There you
Yeah,
go. Especially for
yeah,
you. All right. So how are
exactly.
you? I haven't seen you for a
Pull up
while.
my big red nose.
I didn't like to mention it. I saw your incredible list of testimonials in our email correspondence. You're a very popular man. You're doing a great job. What's new in your world?
Thank you, thank you. In my world, yeah, there has been a run on mortgages and on property purchases in general, what I understand from partners who I work with, estate agents. So that's good news, obviously.
Mm.
Prices have gone up. That's maybe lesser good news for future buyers. Euribor is going down again.
Is it?
Yeah, that's good news. The current monthly outlook is around 2.4. So that's good. That makes it cheaper. I don't think that Trump will have a big effect on the rates here in Europe at the moment, but who knows what the future brings. We still feel that it will be going down in the Euribor, so the rates will be continuing going down in the coming months. So that's all good news, I think.
Excellent. Okay, so if anybody
Thanks.
needs help with some financing of a property, you're the man for a mortgage here. Well, thank you for being here tonight, and yeah, you can take questions on that topic. Good to see you. Let's go to Sarah. Sarah, this is all new, isn't it? This Carnival thing.
It is. I wish I'd known. I think really next time what we need is for the Portuguese experts to maybe give us a week's notice so we can be prepared.
Yeah, so we can at least get to the Chinese shop and buy something earlier this afternoon, maybe to put on. Not that I'm saying that you did that, Pedro or Nunu. You've obviously gone to and Rita gone to some great lengths to dress up for the carnival already. How are things in the world of currency, Sarah?
I mean, for certainly a lot of our clients, they're Americans that are looking to buy euros, and it's still very good levels. If we look back last 12 months, even more, we go back further. Obviously, we did hit sort of parity best levels in 2022, but we're still not far off that, really, to be fair. I think what we're seeing at the moment is a little bit of movement backwards and forwards, really around, obviously, the tariffs. I think the one thing to sort of bear in mind is that Trump comes out and talks about tariffs. That strengthens a little bit the US. But what we could be seeing, or we might start to see, is that obviously countries are going to start to perhaps fight back, which is where we'll kind of see a bit of volatility, because the reality is that he talks about it, but how much can he actually really implement? And it really depends on each country as to how much they import and export, and then what's their bargaining chips at the end of the day. So, for example, and we look, say, Canada, they do import a lot of beer and wine from the US. It's like $1 billion industry.
Yeah, wow.
So they could be like, okay, but we'll stop buying that. So it's a great impact on American businesses if they stopped importing beer and wine. So it's these sort of talks that will be happening, obviously more probably behind the scenes, as to whether can he implement the tariffs or to what degree. So at the moment, obviously coming out and saying we'll put 20%, 25%, the market's obviously reacting, it strengthens the US dollar, but what's the response going to be from different countries, and actually how will it really play out? That could then weaken the dollar slightly. So the other thing as well is, I've said it before, that the US dollar is a safe haven. So when there's sort of turmoil or the markets are a bit jittery, they'll come out of stocks and shares and go into US dollars and gold. So if we're talking about maybe like the ceasefires, you know, the end of the Ukraine-Russian war, that will give a bit of stability, and people might come out of US dollar and back into stocks and shares. So we may see a bit of weakness. So I think at the moment it's a little bit back and forth, and we're seeing a bit of volatility. So it depends on your timeframes. If you're looking to do something, you know, very soon, you're looking in short timeframes, you're restricted by what rates you can buy at. Again, let's talk about what your timeframes are and when's a good time to buy. But overall, you're still buying at very good levels, so we can help manage your budget.
So in fact, incredibly so, quite stable considering. So uncertainty, if not terrible volatility at the moment.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Yes, there is a distinction to be made there, isn't there? But who knows? As Jeremy was saying, who knows what might happen
They
next?
may buy more wine from Portugal. Well, yes, Canada might turn to Europe to buy more wine.
Amazing. Yeah, it's possible, isn't it? Incredible times, incredible times. So thank you, Sarah. Any questions about currency? Let's put them to Sarah. And I think last but not least on the illustrious Dream Team panel tonight, Gilda, what's she wearing for Carnival? Drum roll.
Nothing. I'm
Nothing.
sorry to
Nothing?
disappoint you.
That's novel.
Yeah, I feel
Right.
boring.
Okay, all right. Well,
Because Daniel is not here, I'm playing Daniel.
you didn't get the memo. Okay. All right. It's not as if Carnival's a secret at the moment, though. Pedro made an effort. Well done, Pedro. Well done, Nuno and Rita. Gilda, how are you this evening?
Fine, I'm fine.
Okay. Been on TV recently or the newspapers or anything like that?
Actually, there was an article today
Of course.
on the Expresso.
All right. And you're quoted again?
No, it was an opinion article about the CPLP law.
Oh, okay. So tell us about that and any other news you've got then from the migration space, as it were.
Well, what happens with this law that came out about the CPLP? They say that people from CPLP can come to Portugal with a short-term visa or without a visa, because Brazil and Timor don't need a visa to enter Portugal. And my article was about, and then they can change it to a residency permit. And my article was about, first, they are not putting the CPLP countries all in the same position, because some countries need a visa, other countries don't need a visa.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you can make this understanding that it can be a little bit unfair for the African countries. On the other hand, they don't tell us what they need to change that visa or that entering in the country into a residency permit. So what is it going to be? Is it going to be a manifestação de interesse only for the CPLP members? No one knows.
Oh, okay. And were you in somewhat a negative mode about that in the paper?
Well, I said that was a good thing, that they are opening for these countries, because now that they closed the manifestação de interesse, it's going to be some industries are going to struggle with finding employees. So it has a positive side, but it has a negative side, and it has an interrogation point. Yes. Because they don't know how they are going to do it yet. Okay. So it was like a calling for the attention for that.
All right, good. Well, let's hope they hear that. Don't feel bad, Gilda. Say Shay and Sarah in the comments there about your Carnival outfit or lack thereof. Anything else from your world?
No. I think that's everything else is going fine.
All right, so let's get into those questions then. Thank you, Gilda, for the time being. Yes, it's all about the questions. It's a Q&A, the town hall here, answering questions on every aspect of moving to Portugal. I've got a little bit of news to share with you this evening, as I like to do, normally at the beginning, but let's have a look now at what's going on. Either somebody dressed up as the French president or actually the French president is here. In Portugal, getting hugged and kissed by our very own president there. So Emmanuel Macron arriving. Can you believe that? Coming to Portugal and being rained on That shouldn't happen to anybody, not least the leader of France there. So he's over here at the moment and had a full military honours ceremony to welcome him to Lisbon earlier today. Michelin star restaurants, staying with a French theme, as it turns out, and there are 8 new Michelin starred restaurants in Portugal. And the 2-star restaurants, if you want to go to these, they are in Lisbon, in Alma, the Alma restaurant, Antiquim, I think it's called, or Antiquum in Porto, Belcanto in Lisbon, of course, a very popular place. Casa de Chá da Boa Nova in Leça de Palmeira. I don't know where that is in Portugal. Il Galo d'Oro in Funchal. The Ocean Restaurant in Porches down in the Algarve. The Yeatman in Vila Nova de Gaia. And the Vila Joia in Albufeira. And there are other restaurants, 38 establishments across Portugal that now shine with, in quotes, shine with the coveted and demanding Michelin star. So lots of great places to eat, honoured by Michelin. 35 new recommendations as well from them. In turn, it's a pleasure to see how the selection is refreshed, say the Portugal News, with 35 new recommended restaurants in total. There are 116 in this category, which gives an idea of the culinary dynamism of the country, Portugal, and the ongoing work that is being carried out to strengthen the offer. So well done, Portugal, with all this excellent food. And of course, yes, as we found out tonight, Carnival in Portugal 2025. I will ask the panel later which of these destinations, Carnival destinations, is the best place to go. Would it be Podense, where we see the Cretos? Would it be Val de Ilhavo? Would it be Ovar, Bragança, Sines, Lazarim? Would it be Vila de Almagro, which I haven't heard of, Gista de Goix, Lulé, Alcobaça, or Funchal? And others are available. I don't think Torres Vedras is on there, and it should be, shouldn't it? And we'll talk more about men dressing up as women a little bit later on as well. Let's get into the first questions, and I'll stop sharing that. Matrafona, not marafona, as I said earlier on, which I think is a kind of potato. Right, okay, let's go to the first question, and that was carried over from the last webinar. Question for Pedro from earlier webinar from Leia. If a US citizen obtains Portuguese citizenship, do they lose some benefits of the US tax treaty? For example, state government pensions not being subject to tax in Portugal. I am hoping to get citizenship eventually, but I heard this, and if true, it would make a huge difference in taxes for me. May the force be with me, says Leia. Very good. Over to you, Pedro.
For me?
Yes, please.
So it will not make a difference unless you would renounce the US citizenship.
Yeah.
And I don't think that will be the case. So if you don't renounce the US citizenship, that's okay. Nothing will change, and you will not lose exemption from, for example, public pensions in this case.
Okay,
nor you will have any benefit because of being a citizen, Portuguese citizen.
Oh, okay. All right. Apart from the glory, of course, of being a Portuguese.
Of course.
Yes. Okay, and I guessed as much, and that's what we suggested, but we wanted the expert view from you. So thank you, Pedro. That's what Leia says. That is great to hear. I've heard of 2 other tax people saying that, but wasn't able to see anything in the treaty that indicates it. Thanks again from Leia. And we have Jose Cruz telling us Canada has actually been pulling US alcohol from their shelves, and the Canadians are 100% behind them, as am I. The tariffs are pure lunacy and a gift to Putin and China, says Jose Cruz. And on a lighter note, the Torres Vedras Carnival is the oldest, dating back in some form to the 16th century. And I think that's where you're heading, isn't it? And is the longest carnival this year, from the 28th of February tomorrow through to the 5th of March. They know how to party. And is the only carnival featuring the matrafonas, or men dressed up like women, and dress they do, wigs, lipstick, bras, stockings. Stop it, you say. It's quite entertaining, and we are past the watershed, I hear, over here. And that sounds like great fun, says Diana. And thank you, Sarah, for putting the link to your Moving Money to Portugal guide there. LaRonda, here in the US, a brand new car must have full insurance coverage until the car is paid off. That's interesting. It's more than that. It is ensuring that in a case of total loss. Oh, that's Nunu, isn't it? Who's now known as Carnival Mode. Did you want to add something to that about this situation, comparing and contrasting to the United States, Nunu?
No, I don't know how it works in United States. Okay, so I know how it works in Portugal. Basically, and rewinding a bit, is that by law, insurers must reduce the value on a monthly basis. They can do this in the end of the annuity, so reducing the 12 months in a row, but it's mandatory to do this. This means that, imagine that on 11 months after buying the car, if you have a total loss due to a theft or an accident, the insurer will pay you the value of the car with less than 20% on average. It depends on the car. So to avoid this loss, there is a coverage that keeps the insured amount at the level of that initially has costed the car.
Okay, thank you very much for that clarification. And you have an invitation here from Diana. Nunu, come to the meetup in Coimbra and we can talk insurance all day long.
Well, all day long. What's the challenge?
It's a okay, right. Yeah, he's coming away for the weekend. All right. Thank you very much for that, Nuno. And I think another one for you, Pedro, here. Oh, before we go there, somehow I have the feeling that Macron won't need to gently correct Portugal's president about anything. We'll see. We'll see about that. Thank you as well, Diana, for saying, Carl, I really enjoy your news updates. Thank you. I'm encouraged, so I'll persist with those in then, and we normally do them at the beginning. Pedro from Grace. Oh, yes, thanks, Grace, for joining us again here. And for Pedro, do you lose benefits of NHR if you obtain citizenship before your 10 years runs out?
Portuguese citizenship is all about benefits. One of the best 10 passports you can have in the world, and we are very, very tolerant people. A lot of sunshine and no downsides for the NHR with your citizenship. So
very
yes.
good. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Pedro. Is there one place, asks Tammy, good evening to you, Tammy, thanks for being here this evening on the Zoom call for Expats Portugal Premium members. Is there one place, website or docs, to get the forms for the D7 visa and the steps in the best order? Tammy's best reaching out to you for that, isn't she, Gilda? Getting your step plan in that first consultation.
Well, you can try to search on the visas consulate, on the consulate page, and then on the particular consulate from your residency area, you will find there the information. But I don't think that they have all the steps. They only have the checklist of the documents. They don't have a step-by-step plan.
Okay, there you go. Thank you very much for answering that, Gilda. I think we'll stay with you. Over on YouTube, we've got JMC saying "Boa noite, rapaziada," which I think is a savoury thing to say. I'm not entirely sure. And Ben, hi. Question about home buying in Portugal. What would be the benefits of getting a buyer's agent? I think the question is there. We've recorded webinars before with the Portugal company, who are buyer's agents. You might like to add as well here, Gilda, the services that Casa Portuguesa can do for helping somebody buy or locate their favoured location and property. Could you tell us a bit more about Casa Portuguesa for Ben?
Yes, of course. So as many people that are here in the forum already know, we have another company which is a sister company from A, that it's called Casa Portuguesa, and we are buyer's agents. And what do we do? What we do is that we search in all the in all the agencies in Portugal for the best product for you. And in an independent point of view, as if you go to a straight real estate agent, they will try to sell the products that they have. Mm-hmm. If you go through a buyer's agent, we are going to guide you in what's best for you. We will show you some products, and then we will say this location is better, this is closer to transportations, this construction is older, so maybe it's going to be cooler in in the winter. So we give that kind of input, and we can set up a report for you to make a decision. Also, we make a due diligence of all the documentation before you buy the house, because here in Portugal, it can get pretty messy if it's not, even if it is an old building, it can be messy because you don't have all the license yet, and sometimes you are buying a property and you need to wait for months to go and live there. And if it is an old property, you need to be aware if the house has any debts, or it belongs to not to a person, but to several persons due to inheritance, and that can bring some problems also. So we check all these details before you close a deal. Also, we negotiate a deal on your behalf, because if we feel that the price is too higher, we try to lower it a little bit. Because if they see that you are a foreigner, they will try most likely to put the prices up or not. You cannot have a good negotiation. While if they notice that you are being supported by a Portuguese team, they will feel that you have some support on your back, and they will need to be compliant with the Portuguese law, which unfortunately sometimes doesn't happen with foreigners here. And we can give you all that help, and then reviewing the contracts and preparing the deed. And if you are not able to be here for the deeds, you can give us a power of attorney and we will go on your behalf. So that's all the kind of services.
Fantastic buyer's guide. Thank you very much. Succinct and brief, and covering a lot of bases there. Other members of the panel tonight might like to address this other question from Ben, which was, well, does Expats Portugal have contacts for a real estate lawyer? Yeah, absolutely. Use Daniel Reis or Rodolfo Reis and Pelicano. But the other question is very interesting, and you've gone some way to answer it already, Gilda. What would be the telltale signs to step away from the transactions? And you mentioned a couple there about being treated differently because you're seen as a foreigner and you might pay more. And if there are loads of relatives involved, for example, any other telltale signs to step away?
To step away of a contract.
Yeah, if there's something fishy about the house that a foreigner might not notice, but
yes, what do we usually do? Sometimes clients like a house, but we say, okay, this is not a good neighborhood.
Yep.
And it's something that the person that wants to sell the house is never going to tell you that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Other thing, it has to do with the energetic certificate.
Yes.
And sometimes they will say we don't have it, and they must have it according to the law. It's mandatory.
Right.
And what they call the licença de habitação, which is the license that allows you to go and live in there. Sometimes it takes a long time. It's a bureaucratic process, and they want to sell you the house, but they are not going to tell you the truth and how long it's going to take to get that license.
Very
so
good.
These are the kind of things that you need to be aware of.
Wonderful help there for Ben. Jeremy, I don't know if you want to add anything to this. Obviously, you're all about the finance and the mortgage, but you must talk to a lot of people who've had stress in picking properties. Are there any things that stand out to you that you would tell Ben about?
About properties, yeah, please do all the necessary legal checks. It's very important. Make sure that if there was a pool added or if there was an annex added, etc., that it's properly registered at the municipality, at the Camera, because if you want to do a purchase with a bank or with a mortgage and something is illegal, the bank might grant you the mortgage based on your financial profile, but not against the property because it has illegalities or etc. So do your due diligence on the property or get a lawyer to assist you with that. That's very important.
Yep. Thank you. You'll be in safe hands if you have Daniel working for you on this, as others in the chat will tell you about. So thanks both of you, Gilda and Jeremy. There, anybody else on the panel want to say anything about property and things to look out for Ben? Do let me know if you do that. Okay, we'll have.
I hear that the Alentejo is becoming booming.
Right.
So get it while it's cheap still.
While it's hot.
Yes, finally, Jeremy, because I never understood Alentejo is such a beautiful area, and I never understood why it was so underrated between foreigners.
Because
it's changing
it's
now.
not very accessible, and the biggest city I believe is Beja, and it's small.
Yeah.
Yes, but if you come here to retire, or if you want a better quality of life, Alentejo is wonderful.
Yeah, no, I'm getting more and more clients or my contacts saying that, you know, people are getting fed up of the Algarve, it's overcrowded, etc. I'm actually I'm actually also this close to just moving away.
Okay.
No, it's now it's okay because it's winter time, but yeah, no, it's getting cool. Build construction everywhere, you know, so Alentejo has great price value to you get way cheaper properties.
I think it depends on where you are, Jeremy, because isn't that where Prince Harry and Meghan have just bought, and Paris Hilton's just bought in Comporta, which is the Alentejo coastal side. It's just attracting all of the mega wealthy. So like Melilege and Comporta, that area is just unaffordable anymore.
Yeah. No, I'm based near Faro, in a fisherman's village, in a small fisherman's village. But no, it's just the Algarve in general. I mean, we know that, you know, in starting from June, let's say June until the September, you can't park your car anywhere, etc. You know, it's just overcrowded, and it's every year it seems to be more and more tourism, which is good for the region, obviously. But if you're looking for something more quiet, etc., then you know.
Jeremy, I'm hearing something. It's like a mixture of saudade. It's a mixture of like, I got to get out of this place.
I'm almost 40, so yeah, I'm starting to think that way.
Head to the countryside and settle down, right?
Exactly. You know, just buy a small piece of land, buy one of those modular houses. I mean, you can get nice modular houses for 30-40K. They're very luxurious, and
don't give all your secrets away tonight. But
live off grid.
That is a great plan. We've got some quite direct words here from José Cruz. There are way too many foreigners on the Algarve. Why would an expat come to live with other expats? Alentejo is beautiful, and they have great wine and great food too. This is what the Chinese artist Ai Weiwei thought as well. And I don't know if he's been able to get back to the Alentejo after being in Switzerland. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he's back in his beloved Alentejo. And thank you for that vote of confidence for the Alentejo there, and all the help that we've given Ben this evening. Thank you very much, Jeremy, and to you, Gilda, on that as well. You'll have it was Tammy reaching out to you. I went with the checklist, which didn't have all of the necessary documents. We didn't have one necessary document, so now we are waiting on it while our application sits here, hoping to leave May 14th. So yeah, that's the important thing about making sure you're working with professionals there. Peda,
I'm sorry, I just want to add something to these checklists.
Yes.
Sometimes it seems that they do it on purpose and they don't update the checklists, or they just change their minds, and you have the checklist there and they will always ask something extra. That's why I always say that we are very conservative on the visas that we prepare, the visa process that we prepare, because our clients go there with all the paperwork, and then if they say, okay, we don't need this, or they take it all, we make sure that they have everything.
And that's why I always say that the reason it's great to work with A and with Gilda and team is because they're dealing with people who are going through these processes every day. If you do it on your own, you're doing it once and you're doing it for the first time. So you don't have all the intel that A have with working with so many people in so many different places. So there you go. Thanks.
And you got 10% discount if you
And
become
you
a
get
member,
10% discount
which is
if you're
good because
an
on our
expat.
services, it can make a difference.
There you go. 10% discount if you're an Expats Portugal premium member as well on a services there. And also, yes, who was it who was talking to you, Pedro? Leah, I think Grace is going to be reaching out to you as well, Pedro. So watch out for that correspondence. Pedro, go ahead. Is this a question about the Alentejo by any chance?
No, actually, well, I was going to say it's bad housing and too hot, but there we are. It's a place I would like to move to. If it wasn't so hot. No, it's a question for Gilda, and it's regarding what that last thing you read out was, the last post about, what was it?
Checklists.
Sorry?
Checklists?
About the visa.
Oh, okay.
If I turn up to an appointment and I have what I think is everything, and I go up there and there's one document, say, missing, is that then, do I have to start from the beginning then go away, or can it sit there and while I find that document? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, what happens, Gilda, in the case of missing documents?
It depends. It depends question, because if the person who receives the process thinks that everything is fine, they will collect the process. The process is going to stay there. But then if the person that is going to analyze the process thinks that the document is missing, they will send you an email to put that document. If they are nice, they are going to send you an email to send that document that is missing. If they are not nice, they are going to deny. And on the denial, they will say, because this document missed, and then you need to start the process all over again.
Nice.
On the other hand, if the person that is receiving the process says this document is missing, then you take the process back and you give it with the document that is missing. So these are the possibilities.
The reason I'm asking is because it happened to me. I was given what I consider to be not accurate advice from a immigration lawyer in Portugal. I got everything together, they told me, and then it's really strange if you're in Wales, because in Wales there is no, what's it called? VHS? Not VHS.
VFS.
VFS, yeah. There's no VFS centre for people who live in Wales. You have to either go to Scotland,
wow,
Manchester,
or
to London. There is no place in Wales. So I had to go from southwest Wales all the way up through Wales. It was very beautiful. I'd never been on that road before. I can recommend it to any tourist who wants to come to Wales. And I got over the border then to Manchester with all this stuff, parked up, waited, went in. And I mean, the lady was very kind. She was Portuguese. She was great. But I sat there, I went in, showed the documents, and she said, where's your property? Where's your address in Portugal?
Wow, basics.
Yeah. And I said, oh, I'm still trying to buy it. Well, I'm sorry, she said, but I can't accept this. I can't send it to the embassy. Well, why? I said. She said, well, you're supposed to have all this stuff, you see. And then I said, well, my Portuguese lawyer said that I could do that later, that I could take what I had in, and then anything that was missing, I could then do it later. And we would do that later. And I was on a deadline.
Yep.
And she said, no, that's true. And then I said, oh, here's my Portuguese lawyer's telephone number. He's told me if there's anything wrong to give him a ring. Well, at that, she said, oh, sorry, we don't do that sort of thing. So that was a hell of it. It was a 5-6 hour drive, and I had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That was not a pleasant experience.
Pedro, if I could jump in there, I mean, it just goes to show, doesn't it? There are Portuguese lawyers and there are Portuguese lawyers. And
Yeah.
you like Shay and Sarah here, wish I should have gone with Gilda there. And Gilda very kindly saying, maybe you can still help, right? You can intervene in some processes, Gilda. When
Yes,
people
if it's something simple, maybe I can just send a letter with the document document. I don't know what the issue was, but in your case, it was different because the proof of address, it's a mandatory document.
Absolutely fundamental.
And even if you plan to buy a property, they will accept the promissory purchase agreement.
We weren't even down the road that far, and I went. Of course, I paid a lot of money to this lawyer, and the advice I got. Well, you know, this is why I'm stuck in the situation I'm in today. As well, I could have been in Portugal 2 years ago. So
absolutely,
it's a little bit.
I imagine that hurts, Peder.
Yeah, it hurts a bloody lot. I'll tell you.
All right. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and we're here for you to you know, to make the best of a bad situation. It's a kind of should have gone to Specsavers kind of moment,
yeah, absolutely.
Funny sort of way. That advertising campaign that you have in the UK there. Tammy, I'll come back to your question. We're coming to the closing minutes, and we really need to find out where our panel recommend to go for the best Carnival experience here in Portugal. Should they be going to Torres Vedras? Should they be going up to Podense to dance with the Carretos and be smacked on the bottom with a wooden stick? That is actually what happens. I'm not making it up. And also we can ask that question of for Tammy of Jeremy as well. I think we've covered everything. Ben is very happy with the answers over on YouTube. Best thing to do, Ben, and maybe do it now, sign up at expatsportugal.com and you will get access and discounts and all sorts of perks and benefits by being a member. You can join us on the earlier webinar as well. So Ben, why not consider doing that? And Jerry can tell us before the end of the session tonight that we've had a sign up. So go ahead and do that, expatsportugal.com. Right, best place to go for Carnival. Rita, apart from your office tomorrow, where's the best place to go for a Carnival experience in Portugal?
So the best Carnival in Portugal is in Torres Vedras. Yeah. I went to several different carnivals in Portugal, but I think because all the people in Torres and all in the towns around Torres go live like that weekend, it's the most amazing weekend of all year. It's bigger than Christmas there. So you will go there and you feel like the feeling that you belong there, and it's amazing.
I can see from how you're speaking about it. It's very special. And if you can remember it, you probably weren't there. That's the other part of it, isn't it? This is going to be a crazy time. And with the political parody, it's got everything, isn't it? Celebration, a little dig at the politicians, dressing up, dancing. It's got everything.
Yeah, normally they have like a schedule for normally for the Carnival weekend. So starting, I think it's tomorrow until Wednesday, they have like a schedule, and they have several teams and the parades that they are doing. But the most common is the political parades, and also people dressing as women, the matrafonas.
Yes. Okay. Would you recommend that to a foreigner, or should they sort of take a couple of years first before they really get into that?
No, why not?
Okay. Excellent stuff. Okay. Let's go to João Amaral. Where's the best Carnival experience in your opinion, João?
Well, I'm not a Carnival man. When I was a kid, I didn't like the Carnival. But for me, the Carnival that I have curiosity to visit is Podense. Okay, it's very different from all over the places, all the other places in the world. It's unique. It's Portuguese. I've never been there, but I want 1 year to go there and see in person.
Do you want to watch it, or do you want to dress up in one of those outfits?
No, not everyone can dress like that. Only the people of the village, okay, and only the not married, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not all people are allowed to dress that costumes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so curiosity about Podense.
Yeah, but as it is a little bit far from me, this year I will go to another one a little bit closer. I am going to Figueira da Foz.
Good for you. Okay, excellent. Enjoy yourself, even though that's not exactly your favorite thing to do. Thanks for being here tonight, João. Let's go to Jeremy.
Thank you.
Jeremy, I missed a couple of minutes, says Tammy, and think Jeremy was suggesting the next great smaller towns to consider, not Algarve. Thank you. So which carnival and which towns in Alentejo?
Carl, you're really bad sometimes.
What?
You said enjoy yourself, but it's not your favorite thing to do.
I think Joao said that himself. He said, "I'm not a carnival man," but he's going to go anyway because it's a patriotic thing to do. I think. Where are you? Where are you going, Jeremy?
If I'm going, it's well, it should be Lollet because it's the closest closest to. But I really want to see the Rio Carnival.
Okay, you've taken it to a whole new level.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, excellent. And these other towns in Alentejo, apart from Beja?
Mertola is very charming. Castro Verde.
What was the first one you mentioned?
Mertola.
Mertola. Oh yes, it's beautiful. I saw a video of Mertola.
If you drive, if you drive up there, you have the castle wall on the
second mention of Mertola for me.
And you have this road, this very long road, with all the electricity poles, etc. And then you have the ostriches. Not ostriches. What's the word? The big birds. The birds who bring the baby. I'm not.
Storks.
Storks. Thank you. You have all the storks. Yeah. Everybody knows what bird that is. So, the storks. So it's a nice drive from the Algarve to Mertola. It's a nice drive also.
Sounds like one you'll be making soon, I think, from what we've heard tonight. Thanks for being here, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Have a good time if you do go to Lulé, because that is a legendary one as well. What about you, Nunu? Where are you are you staying at home with those with the kind of shades on and everything, or are you going to go out?
Well, I'm going to travel to up north, to Lamego region, but let me say that I never liked Carnival.
Like Joao, you as well.
Yeah, okay. It's not my thing at all.
Okay, but you made a great effort tonight. Much appreciated.
Yeah. Okay, Pedro. He was the one.
Pedro, let's go to Pedro now. Thanks, Nunu, for being here tonight. And I think there will be an insurance chat with Diana when you go to Coimbra. Pedro, where are you going in your Stormtrooper outfit?
Well, not in my Stormtrooper, but my favorite carnival is Alcobaça.
Is it?
Because that's where I'm from. I was born I was born in Nazaré. And I've always spent Carnival in Alcobaça, and it's like 3 nights without going to bed. So
yeah, that's incredible.
In a row.
It's not even Festa season yet, is it? And the Portuguese know how to party, and it begins now.
It begins Saturday.
Yeah, amazing. So love for Alcobaça there. Thank you for being here tonight. Much appreciated. Sarah, is it too early for you to say in your Portuguese life here?
It's too early. As I said, I didn't realise it was really going on, but now I've got my Sunday sorted, so.
All right. Excellent. Okay, thank you for being here tonight. Much appreciated. I think we've spoken to everybody, haven't we? Finally, Gilda, the last word, please, on Carnival. Has Gilda gone?
Sorry to disappoint you.
Well, you don't like it either?
No.
Well, I wish I hadn't saved you till last. Yeah, that's a right downer.
Boring.
Boring. Okay.
And worse than that, I don't think I ever went to a carnival festival anywhere.
Wow, what a revelation tonight. Okay, that's
doesn't seem something mine.
It's a
I like to be in all the parties in the summer and things like that. And I love Christmas, New Year's Eve, everything. Right. But Carnival, no.
I think he's put his gear back on and he's going to take you to Alcobaça next year. So stand by. He's in rave mode, just like Nuno was.
I think it's because I have a trauma. When I was a child, my mom tried to put some makeup on me and bring me to this place. And I was crying and I had to go back home and take everything. So maybe I have this trauma.
Well, thank you for helping us end the town hall session on a real high note tonight, Gilda. Childhood trauma, everybody. And we'll if you can speak to a counsellor after the show, we'll
I
organise.
will.
Thank you,
I
Gilda.
never realized this, but now I will.
Oh wow! Let's go to Nuno.
Let me just say that there are some villages and cities up north Portugal and in Lamego area, Bragança area also, called the Caretos. So
Yes.
this behind me, these are some costumes that people used. Today on the radio, I heard that each costume cost around 1,000 euros, and they are working full the whole year. So the demand is becoming more and more that people are requesting, demanding for these costumes. So if you can
Yes.
try this Carnival, you can go to up north, Bragança area, Lamego area, and you will find these caretos.
Caretos, and they're known around the world, aren't they? I think they're UNESCO
Yes.
registered or acknowledged.
Well, Carl, you are rocking.
Oh yeah, you know me. I love Portuguese culture, and this is one of my favorite parts of the evening to find out from Portuguese friends here what you love about life here. Thank you, Nuno. Thank you, all of the Dream Team. Great session. Thanks everybody for being here and asking your questions. Over to you, Astrid.
Thanks, Carl. I just wanted to note that I just got a message through WhatsApp from my accountant saying that you have to validate all of your expenses before tomorrow in your financiers. So I'm on the side here doing all that because I haven't done it. So if there's anyone else here that needs to do
That's
that.
a great call. Is that before midnight tonight?
Is there, where's Pedro? Is that right, Pedro?
It was an extension, wasn't there?
It was an extension until tomorrow midnight.
Tomorrow midnight. Okay, we can leave it for another 24 hours, Astrid.
Okay, all right. So anyone else who needs to do it, like I'm just mad panic at the moment.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
But
Thank you for that.
listen, nothing is lost because you can still file manually in April. So you can still recover those expenses if they are not in e-fatura.
Oh, you legend. Thank you for letting us know that. All right, that's great to know. Thanks, Pedro. Sorry, Astrid, back to you.
That's okay. Just next week or Saturday night, we've got Social Saturdays with Hank and Connie. It is in the calendar. You can come along for that. We'd have some fun. Next Thursday, we have Philomena, who's going to give us a English lesson. And then we've got the